welcome to HFK Presents 5 Minutes of History. I'm your host, Terry Lynch, wishing you a happy St. Lucia Day. And that's who we're going to talk about today, Santa Lucia, who was the Sicilian martyr who was thrown in jail because she refused to marry a pagan. She also had used her dowry for that wedding to pay for food for others who didn't have money. While in jail, Santa Lucia actually helped serve the other prisoners by giving them food and bringing it to them in the dark dungeons of the prison itself. And the way she lit her way was by putting lights in her hair, candles upon her head, so her hands were free to help feed the poor and the imprisoned. She died a Sicilian martyr and was welcomed in by many with the tradition of celebrating Santa Lucia Day. No more prevalent was it celebrated than actually in Sweden, where on this day each year the eldest daughter will come and wake up the family dressed as Santa Lucia with a wreath of candles in her hair and a white gown, and bring coffee and saffron buns to her parents, recreating the tradition that Santa Lucia had done, feeding the poor and the imprisoned herself. So that's all for Santa Lucia, and now it's on to our trivia time. Speaking of trivia time, I'd love to stay right here in Sweden, where they have a wonderful tradition that has to do with the Christmas spirit. And it doesn't end at Christmas. It continues on all the way to St. Knut's Day, or Knut's Day, I should say, or Canute. Canute? Newt? I'm not sure which way it is, but I will tell you this, it's on January 14th. And for those of you that like to take your decorations down right after Christmas, don't go to Sweden, because you keep it until January 14th. And that is the traditional day of tearing down your Christmas tree and throwing it out and discarding the Christmas season itself. Along the way, children enjoy the opportunity to eat some of the edible ornaments that have been decorating the tree all season long. Some even dress the streets and promise to bring back the Christmas spirit and the pine tree the very next year. Sounds like a nice tradition, but I don't think I could get away with keeping the tree up until the 14th around here. Oh, well, do you hear that? I hear it. Oh, it sounds like it could be. Why, it is. Why, it's our dear friend Horatio, the town crier, with this week's question. Well, and this week's question, ladies and gentlemen, comes from Carl in Western Springs. And Carl asks, why do I get an orange in my stocking at Christmas time? Very good question, Carl. Let me tell you why. It has to do with the tradition and a story I told you 2 episodes back. For those of you just coming in, go back 2 episodes and you'll know what I'm talking about. It has to do with St. Nicholas, Bishop of Myra, who saved 3 girls from slavery by throwing bags of gold through the window to save them. Well, those 3 bags of gold are now represented in people's stockings with oranges to represent the bags of gold. That's because many people say the bags fell into stockings hanging by the fireplace to dry. And there you go. That's why we not only have stockings hanging by the fireplace, but why St. Nicholas puts an orange inside as one of the treats for you. Excellent question, Carl. And listen, we still have room for other people to contact us and ask us questions, not only on Christmas and St. Nicholas and the traditional celebrations of this part of the year, but also on other things throughout the year, because that's how we designate our episodes, with the questions that people send to us along the way. Now, before we finish up, because I'm trying to keep it short these days with all the busy holiday shopping you've got going on, I know you don't have as much time as you usually do to listen to me, so I'm cutting it down for you. And I cannot leave without us decorating our Advent calendar, which we've been doing since the 1st of December. And today, because it's Santa Lucia Day, must be December 13th, 1 day closer to Christmas itself. Well, happy Santa Lucia Day for each and every one of you. And remember that we here at HFK Presents are still taking dates. They're available for 2011 and 2012 and on and on and on. And it's not just schools or libraries or museums or organizations, you colleges as well. We are still available for dates, and they're booking up fast. So contact us through our website if you're interested. And for those of you that love the Christmas traditions I've been talking about, you know we have the book, Nicholas Comes to America, The Story of Santa Claus. That's available on our website, www.hfkpresents.com, or on Amazon.com itself. Just remember, it's Nicholas Comes to America, The Story of Santa Claus. And if you're interested in some of the other stories I tell about historical figures and their overcoming adversity, try Mistakes Happen, a historical guide to overcoming adversity, available on those same sites as well. Now, we are just about out of time, and I want to tell you that next week's episode is a Christmas extravaganza. So make sure that you stop by and see our next episode, which is going to be just around the eve of Christmas itself. A real nice way to start out your celebrations. So until then, I want to wish you all a happy Santa Lucia Day. And remember, this is Terry Lynch for HFK Presents 5 Minutes of History saying, watch out! History happens when you least expect it. Ho, 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 ho.